Live from Garry O'Neal Studios in Baltimore.
You're listening to the See.Plan.Do show with Garry O'Neal.
All right, here you go. DJ.
What's up, everybody? What's up? Happy Pod Day! Oh! What's up, everybody? What's up? Welcome to the See.Plan.Do show with me, professional mindset coach, business coach, relationship coach, podcast coach, whatever coach you need me to be in that moment, Mr. Garry O'Neal Jr. And as always, if you see me out at your local farmer's market buying artisan bread, all right, or elderberry tea, please don't forget the junior. Shout out to Pops. And we have another power-packed podcast, season 6, episode 126, entitled No Fat Wolves, where if you have been feeling complacent, if you have been feeling as though you are losing your passion, I'm helping you get that thing back. How can we get your hunger back? All right. So can we get to my shout outs? Of course we can. My day one A1 listeners, executive producers, people that are watching this for the first time, people that are listening to this for the first time, people inside of the U.S., people outside of the U.S., my candy corn crew, everywhere. If you have taken a moment to say, you know what, let me check out this episode. All right. With the millions and millions of new podcasts, and you said, hey, I'm gonna listen to this show. I appreciate you. I thank you. And guess what? I'm looking to give you everything that you want. All right. So, man, I'm so looking forward. I feel like I'm officially back, after COVID, and then things were backed up as far as scheduling. I feel like I'm officially back. So can we get to our See.Plan.Do moment of the week? Sponsored by Heart Savers Maryland? Well, of course we can. So right after a brief word from our sponsor, we'll get right to it.
Are you looking to get certified in CPR, first aid, or other life-saving skills? Heart Savers Maryland is your premier CPR training facility. Individual and classroom sessions available. Schedule your training at heartsaversmd.com. Each second counts. Get trained today.
All right, your See.Plan.Do moment of the week is entitled Parlay. In Maryland recently, they have allowed online betting. So, now you see a flood of all these different online betting apps. And it's great. Whatever you want to do with your hard-earned money, you can do whatever you want reasonably. All right. FanDuel, DraftKings, MGM, all these different ones have really started making these ads and really just putting it out there. When you're looking at these betting apps, you realize that you can really bet on a lot of different things, a number of games, any amount that you want to bet on, all right, any which way. One of the things that, because clearly gambling has always been a thing, but one of the things that you can do now is even parlay. And parlays are a series of events that need to happen for you to win. I simply ask today, when are you going to bet on yourself? It's so easy to bet on the Super Bowl. It's so easy to bet on the Lakers or the Knicks or hockey or whatever you want. When are you going to take that same energy and bet on yourself? As far as the parlay goes, what series of events need to happen in your life for you to win? All right. So whatever that is, I want you to write it down. And guess what? Go for it. That is your See.Plan.Do moment of the week entitled Parlay. All right, let's moving right along. We're going to get right to our song of the week. Guys, if you are listening to this right after our brief word from our sponsor, you'll hear our amazing song of the week. If you are watching this in glorious, or wherever you're watching this from, all right, in glorious 1080p, 720, even if you got it on 420, it's fine. All right, wherever you're watching it from, if you're watching this on YouTube, this is an amazing time to go ahead and hit that subscribe button. All right. So that way you don't miss any of these episodes, any of these seasons. All right. And if you go all the way down, you'll see where, hey, there is a playlist that clearly YouTube won't let me play any songs, but you just follow along and see whatever the song was for the week. All right. So right after a wonderful word from my sponsor.
Having a wedding, birthday party, or other social or corporate event, contact Greenlight Entertainment today. With our experienced DJs, quality sound, and professional service, we look to make your event the event. Check us out on the web at www.greenlightentertain.com. With Greenlight Entertainment, you have the green light.
You always have the green light. All right. And it is wedding season. It is party season. It's always those seasons. So if you are looking for a DJ, hey, make sure you rock and roll right now. All right. So let's get straight to our entree of the evening. I'm not even going to do an appetizer. All right. Season 6, episode 126, entitled No Fat Wolves, where today we're going over how to get out of that complacency, how to get out of that, how to restore your hunger and your passion back. All right, so let me walk you through how I came about this. All right, so my cousin, who often does the videography for my show, BT, shout out to BTB, did that. One of his logo is a wolf. So I was one day just thinking about it, I was doing something, and I just realized that in the pictures that I was looking at, videos, I've never seen a fat wolf. I've seen a fat dog. I've seen a fat cat. I've even seen fat birds. I've seen fat tigers and lions and bears. Oh my, right? But I've never seen a fat wolf. And it got me to thinking, why have I never seen a fat wolf? Because they constantly have to grind. They constantly have to keep moving and shaking and eating. So when they get up, they got to rock and roll. And I ask you, how many of us have become those fat animals? And a lot of times it happens because we're complacent about a lot of things. Our schedule sets in, we work, we do all these different things, and yet somehow we just become passionless, complacent, fat animals. That at one point, you were a wolf. You were a lean wolf. You were hungry. You were grinding. You were getting it. You were getting up in the morning. You were out here. You were outside. We were outside. And sometimes we lose it. So how can we get that hunger back? How can you get that back? The first thing is getting back to the why. Why were you initially doing it? What were your initial goals when you were that lean wolf? What were you out here trying to do? All right. This is the time where you go back to that vision board. Remember that vision board you had in the beginning of the year or the beginning of several years ago? This is where you go back to that journal that you've been writing in. And go flip back a couple of months, maybe a year or two. All those commitments that you told yourself, all those commitments that you made. Now it is time to go back and revisit the why, because now we're going to start tapping in to that bigger purpose, right? And this is why I want you to ask yourself, what are you doing? What are you doing right now? And this is not to take time to berate yourself or beat yourself up or to be extremely disappointed in how things go. This is just to take time wherever you're listening to this, wherever you're watching this from. And even if you just take a moment, look at yourself in the mirror and just ask yourself, what am I doing? What are we doing? What are we doing right now? All right. Get back to it. When we think about purpose, what is your purpose? If you get a moment, write your vision statement and mission statement down. A vision statement is, what do I ultimately want to do? A mission statement is, hey, how do I go about doing this? When we look at a wolf and we see them out here getting it, why are they getting it? Because they have to. Quite simply, when a wolf is going around, they're not playing around, they're not jumping around. It's not to say that we don't see videos where they are, but for the most part, when you see a wolf out in the hunt, why are they on the hunt? Because they're hungry and it's time to eat. So I simply offer you, hey, isn't it time to eat? So that's number one. Number two is, let's take it back since we're reviewing our previous commitments. We're looking at our journals, we're looking at our vision board. Let's take it back and let's start from scratch. Imagine when you first started out. How did you feel? What were you willing to do? Were you willing to stay up late? Were you willing to go to bed early, stay up late, get up early, grind it out, do this, do that? What were your commitments? What were you willing to do? And when I say start from scratch, this is about you not living off of previous glory. You cannot live off of previous glory no different than you can live off what you ate last week. We're in the here now. What are you looking to achieve now? And all I ask, hey, and here's what I offer you. Do a quick inventory check, an accountability check, actually, not even an inventory, accountability check. This is where you can take a piece of paper and fold it in half. And on one side, write what you want to do. And on that other side of that crease, write down what have you done. And if you have on the right side just blank, there's nothing that you've gotten done, it's time to work, right? It's time to get that back. It's time to be on the hunt. It's time to eat. Yeah, it's time to eat. Number 3, roll with the pack. Successful people often attract followers who want to be associated with their success, but none of the work. Successful people often attract followers who want to be associated with success, but they aren't themselves willing to pay the price to achieve it themselves. They're not shooting in the gym. They're not on a hunt. They're not looking for a job or looking to create a job. They want to live off you in your winnings, in your spoils. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm pretty sure if you have a lot of people who do that, yes men and yes sirs, I'm pretty sure that attention is pretty cool. It's probably pretty flattering. But it carries a price because they will never tell you the truth. They will never hold you accountable because they can't. They're not willing to risk being out of your limelight by telling you the truth. So what I want you to do is look around and say, hey, man, are people supporting me in the way I need to be supported? Are people telling me the truth? All right. So iron sharpens iron. Iron doesn't sharpen wood or putty. Find some people that you can have in your pack that you can hunt with. And they may be doing something else. They're doing something else. And it doesn't mean that they're not hunting in their area. But you should be able to get back, have meetings, go out to lunch, sit down and chop it up. Hey, what's going on? What we need to do here? If a pack of wolves suddenly walk down my street, it's going to be a problem for somebody. Because typically, they get it done. Just like you should in your pack. So number 1, get back to the why. Number 2, start from scratch. Number 3, roll with the pack. And number 4, new moves. Let's say you say, hey, Gary, I've done everything I wanted to do. Great. This episode was not for you. Feel free to look at the other episodes. But if you have said to yourself, man, I need to get back to who I was, this episode was for you. Many successful people and organizations rely on the same methods that got them there. We're doing the same thing over and over and over again. And that starts the cycle of complacency. What new things are you interested in? What new goals do you have? What new adventures do you want to go on? What new interests are you getting on? How are you able to adapt? Are you learning to adapt? Are you learning to make new moves, new paths, new strategies? What are we doing here? See, if you keep doing the same thing and you don't get any different results, just like I said earlier, you need to start from scratch. When I DJ or I teach CPR, I've done it a million times. But I treat everyone as if this is the first time, because for them, this is the first time meeting me. When I do a podcast episode, I honestly challenge you to go back. I've always had the same energy every single time because I don't look at it like, oh, yeah, I've been doing it. I don't think that that's right. I think that every time I do it, I need to imagine I've done it the first time, because that's giving you the energy, because maybe this episode is the first time you've ever seen my show. So why would I not apply that same energy? So make new moves, make new paths, new strategies, new goals. Get back to that, right? You're chilling right now. If you're watching this and the universe has brought you to me and me to you, and you have been feeling like you're chilling, you're right. You're chilling. So get up and let's start rocking and rolling. Do you think wolves just attack in one way, shape, or form? No, I'm pretty sure they have multiple ways. So I simply say to you, it's time. All right. Because when I think about it, when I ask myself the question, why have I never seen a fat wolf? Because the hungry wolves probably eat them. All right, everybody, that's the end of the episode. Please check out previous episodes. You can go to the website. I'm on all your digital streaming platforms. Check everything out. All right. If you want to be a part of the show, please shoot me a line. All right. I'm available for that. If you want to sponsor, you want to be a sponsor on the show, you want to be able to promote your goods, your services, your products to an audience that is hungry, that they want those, please let me know. And as always, guys, thank you for being the best part of the show. You are the best part of the show. So until we see each other again, because we'll see each other. You're in the pack. Until we talk again, because we're going to talk. Got things to talk about. And until we share those special moments again. Guys, always remember, see what you want to do. Plan it out, and then do it. All right? Same life coaching time. Same life coaching channel. See ya. Oh!